Hello everyone, welcome again to our math tutorial for grade 10. So today I will discuss about calculating measures of position for n-group data. For our learning competency, so let us calculate a specified measure of position, interquartile range, and outliers from n-group data. For our learning objective, by the end of the lesson, the students are expected to calculate the measured position, to determine the interquartile range, and identify the outliers. Let us have first a review or a recap about measure of position. So what is the measure of position? So a measure of position indicates where the value is located relative to the other values in ordered data set. So ano ibig sabihin po niyan? Kapag sinabing measure of position, parang pag-alam kung pang-ilan ka sa pila ng iyong mga kaklase mula sa pinakamaliit hanggang sa pinakamatangkad. Kapag i-arrange natin according to our height, kapag pinag-usapan. Kapag sa measure position, location. Okay? So, they tell us the approximately what portion of the observation lies. So, meron po tayong at or below the position or meron tayong at or above that position. So, below or above. Okay, so meron po tayong tatlong paraan sa paghahati po. So, meron tayong tinatawag na Q, ibig sabihin po yan ay quartile. Kapag sinabing quartile ay hinahati sa apat. Kapag sinabing decile, ito naman ay hinahati sa 10. It divided into 10 equal parts. Kapag sabing percentile, ito naman po ay hinahati sa 100 o 100. Divided into equal parts. Tandaan po natin yung measure position, location. So, it approximately tell us at or below the position or at above the position. Yung tatlong paraan ng paghahati is meron tayong quartile, decile, and percentile. Now, let us proceed on calculating measure of position. So, alam naman natin kanina, na-discuss natin kanina, yung tatlong paraan sa paghahati po. So, ito po yung quartile. Sa quartile po, meron pa tayong additional na hanapin, which is yung interquartile range and the outliers, the deciles and percentiles. Again, tanda natin, kapag sabing quartiles, divided into 4 equal parts, deciles is 10, and percentiles is 100. So, there are various methods in calculating measure of position. So, we have Mendenhall and Sensich. Another one is empirical distribution, nearest rank method, Toki's method, or the median of hubs, inclusive and exclusive quartile methods, and software-based quantile methods. So actually, para maging consistent yung sagot natin or outcomes or result, so gamit po tayo ng isa o dalawang methods. Okay? So anong methods po ang gamitin po natin sa lesson natin? So we'll use n+1 position formula together with linear interpolation to calculate quartiles, deciles, and percentiles from ungroup data. Bakit linear interpolation? Kasi si linear interpolation, ito po yung makukuha natin yung actual location ng isang number. Siyempre, kapag sabing may linear interpolation, saan manggagaling po yun? Nanggaling po yun dito sa Mendenhall and Senses. Okay? So now, let us continue. So let us start with on how to calculate quartile. So, kapag sinabing quartile, di ba sabi natin kanina, kapag sinabing quartile, it divided into 4 equal parts. So, first thing to do is find first the position of the quartile. So, ano po yung formula ng quartile, the position of quartiles? We have position of QK equal to K, open and close parenthesis, n plus 1 all over 4. So, ano ibig po sabihin po niyan? So, kapag sinabing K, so it would be the quartile to be located. So we have quartile 1, the lower quartile, the second or the median quartile, and last is the upper quartile. So yun pong ibig sabihin ng K. 1, 2, and 3. First, second, and third. So ano ibig sabihin naman ng N? Plus 1 and 4. So kapag sinabi pong K, so we have the quartile number. So ilang quartile lang naman po yan? Tatlo lang yung quartile. So we have 1, 2, and 3. Ibig sabihin po naman ng N, that would be the total number. Yung given data set. Let us have an example number 1. So the following are the quiz scores of 11 students. So our data set 72, 48, 84, 60, 56, 88, 64, 76, 52, 80, and 68. So now the question is, let us find the quartile 1 hanggang quartile 3, then the interquartile range, and determine whether the data contain any outliers. So, ano po unang step natin? Siyempre, arrange first the data from the lowest to highest. So, let us say po, naka-arrange na po siya sa pinakamababa o lowest hanggang sa highest. Then, our N is equal to what is our N? So, our N is equal to 11. So that would be our N. Next, what is the second step? So let's find the quartile 1 hanggang kay quartile 3 muna. So ngayon, alam natin yung formula ng quartile. So let us first find the position that given quartile. Okay? So ito po yung formula po natin na susundin. QK equal to K, open and close, M plus 1 over 4. So now, let us start in finding the first quartile. So again, let us find first the position by using the formula. So start tayo kay 1. So quartile 1 muna tayo, which is Q1 equal to 1, open and close, M plus 1, close, then 4. So what is our N? Our N kanina is equal to, ito yung N natin, di ba? So equal to 11 rather. So 11. So it becomes 1, open and close, 11 plus 1. Alam natin na po yan. 11 plus 1 is equal to 12. Then times 1 is 12. Then 12 divided by 4 is equal to 3. So ibig sabihin, yung position ng quartile 1 natin is nasa third position. Then balik tayo doon sa data set natin. Alin po dito yung pangatlo? So, third position. 1, 2, 3. So, ibig sabihin, itong 56 na ito, that would be our quartile 1. Okay? So ngayon, how about yung second quartile? So alam naman natin kapag sabing second quartile is the median. So ito yung pinakamadali kung paano hanapin sa second quartile. So alam naman natin yung data set natin is 11. So ano yung gitna o the midpoint o median ng 11? So 11 divided by 2 is 5.5. Sabihin, nasa pang 6 po si second quartile or median. Bilangin natin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, ibig sabihin, ito po yung magiging median natin or second quartile. So, that would be our quartile 2. Check natin. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ibig sabihin, ito po yung gitna natin. So, ibig sabihin, our quartile 2 is 68. So, by using the formula of position, so same pa rin po yan ang makuha natin, which is pang 6th position. So, bilang lang tayo, so ito pa rin ang kukuha natin, which is 68. Again, pwede natin na hindi gamitan ng formula ng position sa median or sa second quartile. So, locate lang natin agad yung middle. Okay? Now, how to find the third quartile? Same pa rin. use the formula of possession. So, unahin muna natin yung position, hanapin, which is 3. So, bakit 3 tayo? Because nasa third quartile tayo. Then, our n is 11. So, 11 plus 1 is 12 times 3 is 36. Then divide by 4 is 9. Ibig sabihin, yung quartile 3 natin is na nasa 9th position. Bilang lang tayo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So, ibig sabihin, our 9th quartile 3 is nasa pang 9. So, ito po ay 80. So, ibig sabihin, our quartile 3 is 80. Let us continue on how to find the interquartile range. So, how to find the interquartile range? So, when we see interquartile range, it is the measure of the spread of the middle o the 50% of the data. Again, kapag sinabing interquartile range, the measure of the spread of the middle 50% of the data. So what is the formula in finding the interquartile range? You need only to subtract the quartile 3 minus the quartile 1. So, since meron na po tayong kanina quartile 3 is 80 and quartile 1 is 56, substitute lang natin siya sa formula po natin ng interquartile. So, we have 80 minus 56 is equal to 24. Again, to get the interquartile range, subtract lang natin si quartile 3 minus the quartile 1, which is 24 po ang magiging interquartile range natin. So let us continue on finding or to determine the outliers. So since meron na po tayong quartile 1 hanggang 3 and interquartile range, the last steps is to determine the outliers. Again, ano ibig sabihin ng outliers? Outlier is the value that usually lower or higher than the observation. Kapag ibig sabihin, kapag in between po siya, ibig sabihin wala po siyang outlier. Kapag lumagpas o mas mababa doon sa observation, ibig sabihin meron tayong outlier. So, let us consider an outlier when it is kapag less than the lower fence and greater than the upper fence. So, ibig sabihin ng lower fence, it is the lower boundary and upper boundary. Ngayon, let us start with how to find the lower fence or the lower boundary. So, you will only subtract the quartile 1. Lower boundary is quartile 1. So, quartile 1 minus the 1.5 times the IQR, which is your interquartile range. Constant po si 1.5. Again, kapag lower fence or lower boundary, isa-subtract natin. So, ano yung quartile 1 natin? Quartile 1 natin is 56, then minus 1.5 times IQR natin is 24. So, simplify muna natin yung 1.5 times 24 is equal to 36. So, 56 minus 36 is equal to 20. So, ibig sabihin, yung lower fence natin or lower boundary natin is 20. Next, how about yung upper fence or upper boundary? So, kapag upper, siyempre, third quartile siya. So, addition tayo. Plus, quartile 3 plus 1.5 times yung IQR natin. So, which is 80. Alam naman natin yan. Yung quartile 3 natin is 80. Then, plus 1.5 IQR natin is 24. So, if we simplify that one, it becomes 116. Ibig sabihin, yung upper fence natin or upper boundary natin is 116. Ang tanong, so meron ba siyang outlier, or wala? So, since all the quiz scores are between 20 to 116, so ibig sabihin, the data contains no outliers. So, check natin. So, meron ba mas mababa sa 20 sa dataset natin? Di ba? Wala. Meron ba mas mataas kaya 116? Wala rin. Kasi yung highest natin or highest natin is 88, yung lowest natin is 48. So, ibig sabihin, wala po siyang outliers. Okay, so let us have another example. Let us try to solve this one and let us find the quartile 1 hanggang quartile 3, including their interquartile range, and let us determine whether the data contains any outliers. So alam naman natin yung first step is arrange first the data from lowest to highest. Let's say po, naka-arrange na po siya from 3 hanggang kay 20. So second step is alamin natin yung position ng quartile hanggang quartile 3. So, our N is 13. N 13 natin. So, may time po na hindi po whole number yung position. Kaya po ng example number 1. So, walang problema kapag whole number yung position. How about if there is a decimal yung position? So, ano ang gamitin nating methods? Dito, gagamit tayo ng Mendenhall or synthesis method or linear interpolation. Again, si linear interpolation, that would be the actual values. Dito po sa Mendenhall, ito po ay round up and round down. So, ano ibig sabihin ng Mendenhall? So, ito ay using statistic for engineering and sciences. Define a different method of finding quartiles to apply their method on the dataset with n elements. So, ano yung unang kinakalculate natin? Siyempre, si lower quartile. Lower quartile or quartile 1. Same formula pa rin po doon sa example number 1 kasi position agad ang gagamitin natin, which is Q1 equal to 1, 4, n plus 1. And then, ano ibig sabihin ng lower quartile? That will be the quartile 1. So, kapag meron decimal point, around to the nearest integer. If L falls halfway between two integers, then round off the Lth element is the lower quartile value kuha. In short, round up sa lower quartile or quartile 1. Halimbawa, so ang position natin is 2.3. So, ipalagay natin, since lower quartile hinahanap, so i-round up po natin. Okay? So, kapag naman sinabing upper quartile, that would be quartile 3. So, in short, round down. Again, lower quartile, round up, upper quartile, round down. Okay? So, let us now continue our example. So, since naka-alis na po yung dataset natin na meron tayong n, now which is 13, so now let us find the quartile 1 or the lower quartile using the Mendenhall. So, position muna. So, since quartile 1 ang una natin hanapin, so let's use Q1 equal to 1 n plus 1. Since our n is 13, so substitute lang po yan. So, 13 plus 1 equal to 14 times 1 is 14 over 4. So, 14 divided by 4 is equal to 3.5. Since sabi natin kanina, quartile 1 is round up. So, it means so, magiging 4 na po siya or fourth position. So, ibig sabihin, hanapin natin si quartile 1. Sabi po natin is nasa fourth position po siya. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Ibig sabihin, our quartile 1 is 11. So now, how about yung second quartile? Alam mo naman natin, yung second quartile is the halfway or the midpoint or median. Okay, since 13 po yan, ibig sabihin, yung gitna natin is nasa 7. Bakit? Kasi 13 divided by 2 is 6.5. So, hanapin natin, sabihin nasa pang 7 po siya. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, ibig sabihin, our median is 15. No need to solve. Quartile 2. Now, let us proceed on quartile 3, the upper. Okay, upper po natin, unahin mo natin yung position. So, yung n po natin is 13 plus 1 is 14 times 3 is 42. Divided by 4 is equal to 10.5. So, since upper quartile is round down, so ibig sabihin it becomes 10th position. Asan dyan yung pang 10? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ibig sabihin, our quartile 3 is 18. Okay? So, meron na po tayong quartile 1, 2, and 3. Next naman po is yung interquartile range. So, paano po hanapin si interquartile range? So, subtract lang natin si quartile 3 minus quartile 1. So, quartile 3 natin is 18, quartile 1 natin is 11. Then, subtract lang po siya, it becomes 7. So, our interquartile range is 7. Ngayon, let us determine if meron siyang outliers. So, by using the upper and lower fence, so start mo tayo kay lower fence. Si lower fence is minus sa IQR natin, so 1 point multiply kay 1.5, so it becomes 0.5. Kasi at 1.5 times 7 is 10.5. 11 minus 10.5 is equal to 0.5. That would be our lower fence or lower boundary. So, next naman po is the upper fence. So, plus naman po tayo kay 7, tapos i-multiply natin kay 1.5, then plus natin siya kay quartile 3, which is 18. So, it becomes 29.5. So, sa tingin natin, lumagpas ba o meron bang data set na mas mababa kay 0.5? O may mas mataas ba na data set kay 29.5? Tingnan natin yung data natin. So, wala po. So, ibig sabihin, there is no outliers in this data set. Kasi, yung score ng student falls inside lang sa safe boundary ng 0.5 at 29.5. Kasi, tingnan mo, yung lowest natin is 3. So, 3 is greater than kay 0.5. Then, 29.5 is greater than kay 20. Ibig sabihin, walang dataset na lumagpas kay 29.5 at walang dataset na mas mababa kay 0.5. Kaya po, wala siyang outliers. So, halimbawa, meron pa tayo dito 35. 29.5 lang ito. Ibig sabihin, yung outliers niya po is yung 35. Okay? So now, let us have last example. So example number 3, by using naman po kay linear interpolation. So paano po natin gamitin si linear interpolation? Ito po sinasabi kanina yung actual values. Actually parang Mendenhall lang siya, pero dudugtungan lang natin ng steps. Okay, so arrange ulit from lowest to highest, then let us find the position. Palagi position ang unang hinahanap natin. Okay, so n po natin is 16. So now let us find first the quartile 1. So by using the linear interpolation. So una, hanapin mo natin si position ng quartile 1. Our n is 16. Substitute lang po dito kay n. So it becomes 17 divided by 4 is equal to 4.25. Ibig sabihin, yung position po ng first quartile is nasa 4.25. Saan banda po yan? Yung 4.25. In between po siya kay 4 and 5. Ito po yun. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, ibig sabihin, nandito lang po, in between lang po siya kay 29 and 31 yung quartile 1 natin. So, para natin kukunin yung actual position ng quartile 1 o actual values ng quartile 1. So, ibig po sabihin, so, nasa between lang siya 4 and 5th, which is 29 and 31. So, by using the linear interpolation, so first step is subtract the larger minus the smaller. Ibig sabihin, 31 minus 29 is equal to 2. That would be our first step. Again, subtract lang po yung 2 consecutive numbers na magkasunod na position. So, step number 2 is step number 1, answer times the decimal part. So, anong sagot natin sa step number 1, which is 2? Ano yung decimal part natin? Yung 0.25. So, ibig sabihin, 2 times 0.25 lang po yan, then it becomes 0.5. So again, saan ang galing si 0.25? Sa decimal part. So galing po siya dito. Yung 2 saan ang galing? Step number 1, answer. Step number 3 is smaller number plus step number 2, answer. Ano yung smaller number po dito sa and 5th position. So, yung 29. So, ibig sabihin, 29 plus 0.5 is equal to 29.5. So, now, our quartile 1 is 29.5. That would be the actual value. Okay? Now, how about quartile 2? Quartile 2, no need to compute lang yan kasi middle lang po siya. Ano yung gitna natin? Since 16 po siya, 16 divided by 2 is 8. Ibig sabihin, in between po siya kay 8 and 9. Okay, bilang tayo. So, bilang po tayo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, ibig sabihin, nasa dito po siya. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait lang. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, tama po siya. In between po siya kay 38 and 40. So, plus lang natin ito, tapos divided by 2. That would be our quartile 2. So, our quartile 2 is 39. Okay? Kasi 38 plus 40 divided by 2 is 39. Now, proceed tayo kay quartile 3. So, same scenario sa ginawa natin sa quartile 1. So, hanapin natin si position muna, which is 12.75. Saan nanggaling si 12.75? So, nanggaling po siya, yung 16 n natin, plus 1 is 17, times 3, then divide by 4 is 12.75. Saan makikita siya? In between po siya kay 12 and 13 position. Bilang tayo, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Ibig sabihin, in between po siya kay 51 and 54. So, that would be, anong step number 1 natin? Subtract the larger minus the smaller, which is 54 minus 51 equal to 3. Step number 2 is step number 1 answer times the decimal part, which is yung 3, imamultiply natin siya kay 0.75, yung decimal part po niya. So, it becomes 3 times 0.75 is equal to 2.25. Then, step number 3, add lang natin yung smaller number which is 51 plus 2.25 is equal to 53.25. So, ibig sabihin, our quartile 3 is 53.25. Now, let us find the interquartile range. Since meron na tayong quartile 1 hanggang quartile 3, isubtract na lang natin po yan. Which is 53.25 minus 29.5 equal to 23.75. Again, to calculate the interquartile range, subtract lang natin si Q3 minus Q1. So, how to determine the outliers? So, kagaya kanina sa lower fence, so, minus lang. So, quartile 1 minus 1.5 there IQR. So, it becomes negative 6.13. Tapos, si upper fence naman, plus lang doon. Tapos, i-multiply si 1.5 sa IQR, it becomes 88.88. Ang tanong, meron ba siyang outliers or wala? Tingnan natin yung data. May number ba na lagpas kay 88.88 or 89? Wala. Meron bang number below kay negative 16.13 dito? Wala rin. So, ibig sabihin, wala pa rin po siyang outliers sa dataset. Okay? So again, two methods ang ginamit natin ngayon by using the Mendenhall at saka si linear interpolation. Ginagamit lang si Mendenhall kapag po ay round up and round down lang. Si quartile 1 up, 3 down. Sa linear interpolation naman po, that will be the actual. So, ibig sabihin, tatlong steps lang ang susundin natin. So, hanapin natin muna yung position, tapos i-subtract natin, then multiply sa decimal part, then yung sagot, i-plus natin sa smaller value. Then that would be the quartile position, 1, 2, or 3. So, sana may naintindihan po tayo sa lesson natin ngayon. So, let us try to answer this one. Okay? So, that's it. Then, good luck.